Hi, welcome to today's McHale's turnout. This has been redone by the NHRS. They have fixed it. One time I found a popped running rail out here and 2 broken heel bolts. We're going to be doing a turnout inspection. We're 50 feet, we're about 50 yards from the turnout backside, and then we're going to flip the view around. That goes into McHale's. We're here to do a turnout inspection. Let's look at the ties. We're going to toll it for tie defects and how consecutive they are, if there's any occurrences and defects in joints and tees, and in the average, and if the average tie spacing is 22 inches. Today you're going to need a tape measure, but like to measure the point of frog, I recommend a ruler, but we don't have one today. So let's come on, follow me down. This here is these are double shoulder plates. The nail pattern is, it's not, some people switch them. They got southern anchors on them. These ties should be 18 to 22 inches apart. These ties look good, like what you're looking for: center breaks, smash outs, and we're looking pretty good. They put in a new thing over here. Over there's a derail boot. That's a derail boot. It's painted over there. When you have a when a car derails, they let's go take a look at it. All right, this is a derail boot. When you have a dumped car, you take that derail boot with you. You take it out and you bring it back on to put it back on the track. Now follow me through the back side. Right here's an electrical cable. This goes down to the railroad crossing at the other. We must be 10 feet off the rail if one of us see a train coming 10 feet at least from the side of the rail. That's a joint. It's painted. We'll walk in. We're looking for defects. Rails look good. None of the nails are popped up. No defects so far. We're coming up on the heel in what's called the point of frog. All right, we're gonna come back to this spot. These are heel bolts right here. This section right here, that's the heel. One time I found 2 broken heel bolts. They were broken off in the center. That's a big no-no. That means it's got to be worked on. All right. This is called the point of the frog and the throat. This is called the point of the frog and the throat. These are guardrails right here. Inside you see some rocks. That's some kind of debris in the flangeways. Here's a flangeway. Here's a flangeway. This is the other guard arm. This right here is called the curvature rail. The main line is not as rusty. You see the curvature rails are rusty. We're going to walk up to the crib. Looking for any defects in the ties. Let's see. We'll do the frog and the guardrails. All right, we got to check the guardrails out one more time. All right. All right, the guardrails. It says, are they straight? Straight, okay, improper, noted. The condition, they're straight, improper, noted. The fillers, okay, the bolts are straight. They're not loose or damaged or missing. We're gonna walk up here to this crib. This crib used to be 60 inches before they dig it up, before the point. This switch remains locked for McHale, so there's no really way we could tamper with this. So, all right, right here, this spot is called the heel filler. All right, from this line to the front of that switch, it's called the point at the gauge, or the rail. Well, point. All right. Right here is a switch plate, and that is there should be switch rod clips and switch rod clips and switch rod rods, and then you have the connection rod bolt. These are the connection rods. Keep looking down the track, see if everything's good. All right, this is the switch. As you noticed, there's a lock right on the padlock. There should be a jam nut. The jam nut is around the front of these are switch rod 1, switch rod 2. And we're gonna take a quick over here. Over here we see electric, this turns on the lights. Back in the day, me and my homeboys used to take galvanized fence and run them down the railroad and turn on the lights, which is legal to do so. All right, we're continuing looking down the rail, both directions. See this seam right here? This is the point before the crib, which is actually the inside diameter is 56.5 inches. That's your standard rail gauge. All right, we did the heel, let's see. Heel fillers, heel bolts are in there. We stopped the heel fillers and heel bolts. Heel joint boilers and shoulder. Okay, moving on. Right around here, you have your what does it say? You're gonna check and see if that's points below the stock rail, you know, like, okay, all right. And that points beyond the stock rail is higher. Check that out around the heel bolt. These heel bolts are on. These are the heel plates, the heel filter, filler plates, heel bolts. We did the switch plate ties. Pretty much the last thing we got to do is go up there, and I'm gonna show you how we measure the gauge on the Frog. These all got anchors. That's a fresh bolt. Those are 2 fresh bolts. This once was all popped up. All the nails was popped up on the running rail from about this seam to this seam. This is called your curvature rail. These are your main track rails. This would be the running rail if you're going this way. Other way, backing in, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. All right, the heel is measured like this. All right, as you see, they left notations on it. We're looking for 54 3/4. It says 53 and 54 3/4. 54 5/8 and 5/32. All right. This little throat here should be a half inch, 6 inches out. 6 inches, half inch. That's the point of contour of the Frog. Tell me if we look good down the railroad. All right, for Frog flame wage width, we're gonna be looking for a standard fully newly restored. The Frog flange width is actually, the Frog flange width is from the inside of the guardrail to the inside of the throat, which I got 54 3/4 of an inch. Which is standard. That's 54 3/4 of an inch. Our guard check gauge. That was our guard check gauge. 54 to the center of the point of the Frog. From the outside of the guardrail, from the running rail, the guard check gauge should be 54 5/8 of an inch, which is pretty damn close because, like, I got 55. The guard face gauge, which is the guard face gauge, I'm gonna tap on this. The guard face gauge is to be 52 3/4 of an inch, and the guard face gauge is from this side of the inside rail. You put this side of the inside guardrail to the inside before, not in the middle of the throat, but on the side, which is actually about 52, 53 inches. Well, I'm not gonna bother because I know they rebuilt this, but we're just gonna like show you where the, and then you do the guard face gauge. Then you do the same thing. If you look at the page, the guard face gauge, guard check gauge, guard face gauge, flange width, and flange width depth. The guard face gauge stops in the middle, in the inside of your throat of the frog. So this guard face gauge goes to the outside of that rail over there, on the outside. And I got 52 and 7/8 of an inch. We got a train coming, so let's go off here and we'll pick up the train. I think we're good. I don't think we set that off. All right. Due to the train bell going off, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Hope we can show you tomorrow. Well, we can go back one more time. What else do we need? The guard face check gauge, pointed frog, guard facing wear, guardrail width of the flangeway. I'm gonna take the width of the flangeway, this depth. The flangeway depth is from the inside to that outside rail. Like I said, it's better to use a ruler because a ruler's straight. And you want to take the flangeway depth, which is actually from about there to there. All right, thank you, Justin, for filming me, and I hope you guys enjoyed the turnout inspection at McHale's. We're out of here.